AD, and we are back once again with Nick. This time I have you down for 7 laps here in the Ferrari 488 GTB. Does that sound correct to you, Nick?
That's right, yep.
Very good. Now, you just finished up in the Aventador, and as I mentioned, a lot of the same procedures. And all that means is the mirrors are still set for me. Passing on the racetrack remains exactly the same, so wait for those 4-way flashers to come on from the slower moving vehicle, as well as the paddle shifters, exactly the same. They do not move, the paddles are stationary, right is still upshift, left is still downshift. However, slightly different gearing. We're going to be in upwards of 4th, 5th, and 6th gear, which is a little higher than the 3rd, 4th, and 5th that you were using in the Aventador. The reason for that is we have twin turbo motor. We're getting a lot of torque, a lot of boost coming from those twin turbos, so you're definitely going to notice that we're gaining RPMs a lot quicker, so we're definitely going to be going up and down through those gears a little bit faster. This car is a lot lighter in comparison to the all-wheel drive, big heavy Aventador, so we're definitely going to be a little bit smoother, a little softer kind of feel to the car. However, it's just rear-wheel drive. You don't have the all-wheel drive, so you're saving a little bit of weight there. However, just keep in mind, with the power only going to the back of the car, it can cause the rear just to be a little bit more unstable, but it's still a very well-balanced car. I don't think you're going to have that issue with this one. Other than that, just feel out your brake pressures, and as we get comfortable with the different feel, we'll just build on the pace, of course. We'll get a little bit quicker with each lap. Also, the other big thing that you're going to notice that I almost forgot, the steering wheel is also a lot lighter. That Aventador steering wheel, big, heavy, you have to really kind of muscle with it. Yeah, exactly. This one, much more responsive. The steering box is a lot tighter. What I mean by that is when it's straight, one full turn to the right is full lock right, one full turn to the left is full lock left. So just a little steering goes a long way in this car. Questions before we roll?
I don't think so.
All right, down on the brake, grab an upshift to get us into first gear, and then you can take us on out. We're on the stop, so just a little throttle over. Perfect. And then we're going over to the stop sign. To those blue cones, you're clear on the left. We'll stop alongside. After the red Ferrari, track is clear, gentle on throttle out over the black and blue. We're going to upshift, up again, straight line through the chicane, and then this will lead us on to the straightaway. So eyes to the end of the straight, and then a smooth application on power. We're just going to keep left all the way down the straight. Good, upshift, again, and once more. Add the orange, feel out the brakes, downshifting, and then ease off that brake pressure, full release down to apex, and then just a smooth application, but take steering angle out of the car as you squeeze on power. We're going to brake firm, downshift once, and then ease off the brake to apex. We can start to ease off those brakes slightly sooner, but all good. This will set us up nicely over the hill to apex, a little blind, so keeping those eyes up. Less steering angle through here, and then into the long right-hand turn. So getting all the way tighty to apex, and then rolling on throttle, but taking that steering angle out of the car as you do so. Just letting off to rotate in, and a bit of throttle across. Brushing the brake to get turned in, eyes to the end of the straightaway. And then you can unwind out to the paint. Want to use less steering angle. Up. Again, good. And firm on brake, downshift once, smooth release off. Good entry speed, so we can come off the brake slightly earlier. But roll back on power, squeezing up to full as you straighten up the wheel. Just firm brake, stay in this gear, ease off that brake pressure. Full release now, there you are. Good. eyes to the end of the short chute, and then smooth back on throttle, straighten up your wheel, there you are. Want firm brake to start, and then as you turn in, release off the brake, full off, there you go. So whenever you start hearing those front tires starting to scrub on exit, you want to take steering angle out of the car and free up the chassis, and downshift. A little bit of maintenance throttle, and try not to focus on the back of the Audi. You want to run your own line and keep your eyes up down track. Let off and squeeze a little bit across. Good. Release your brakes. Good entry speed. You're fine. Tight to apex, and then at the apex, pick up throttle, but straighten your wheel. Straight. Up. Up again. Good. Hard brake, downshift. Look at apex, now release off the brake to it, full off. A little bit of throttle to maintain speed, then squeeze back into it. Unwind your wheel, get the car straight. Hard brake, grab a downshift. Now ease off, full release. A little bit of throttle. Good, and then a little more through here. Roll back into it, less steering, more throttle. Brake pressure, no worries. Keep getting rotated to apex, and then you can squeeze back on power. There you go. Gonna let off. A little tighter on the inside here. That's gonna help open up the turn in. Once we get flashers, we'll clear these guys, but let's go ahead and close in. We should follow these guys on the right to pass the Gallardo. Upshift. Good. Again. Downshift, more brake, and now ease off, full release. Again, eyes to the end of the straightaway. As you accelerate, straighten out your wheel. Firm brake to start, grab a downshift, ease off, carry your entry speed. How we doing so far?
Good.
Good, good. Driving smooth, keep it up, just remember to breathe. Steering angle. Every time you're keeping that steering wheel turned, you're scrubbing your speed, you're binding the car up. If you get the car pointed straight and take that steering angle out, you're freeing up the chassis. Let off. Now a little more throttle across here. Release your brakes. Eyes to the end of the straight. Tighter to the apex, a little wide, and then straighten up the wheel. You're following the line of the Audi. Yours is better. Upshift. Up again. Brake, harder, downshift, and then ease off. Look at apex, not them. And at the end of the short chute, build back up on power, straighten up the wheel. Firm brake. As you ease off the brake, close in, get a little bit closer, a little bit of throttle here. So we're just scrubbing our mid-speed corner, and that's where we're losing them. There you go. Less steering here and more throttle in order to keep them. Release your brake, pass on the right now. There we go. A little bit of throttle, but stay tighty. Go ahead and squeeze back into it. Now straighten your wheel. There you go. Just gonna let off. Now roll back on power across. Bit of brake and ease off. A little early on throttle, and that's why you started to get that understeer. Up. Brake to downshift, good. Ease off, carry your momentum, carry that entry speed. Squeeze back on power, you're good. Up to full, get her pointed straight. Brake hard. Downshift, start turning in, eyes up and across again, yep. Pass on the left here, you're set. Just give them some room, brush the brake to turn in, a little tighter this lap, and straighten your wheel back on power, good. That was our time on track, so we're going to duck back in through those cones. We're right on the outside here, so we'll go ahead and follow this in, and then it'll lead us tight left back into the pits. What do we think of the Ferrari?
That was
straight in here.
I actually preferred the 458, actually.
Yeah, I like the 458 too, but
yeah.
It's a toss-up. And then just take this to the very first row up front. We had a good time though?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing this again.
Perfect, perfect. Down this row here all the way down. I think it's stall 3. We'll check it out though. Yeah, to the left of the red 458. But I don't blame you on the 458. That's actually one of my favorites here. It's a fun car.
Somehow it's just more intense.
It is, yeah.
Not sure how else to describe it.
We're good there. Just back on both for neutral, perfect. And then you can let off the brake, and car may just inch forward, but no worries. It'll hit the stop and it won't roll. Very well. Any questions or concerns or anything like that for me in regards to the car and the track?
I don't think so.
Nothing along the lines. Very well. Well, your video here, Josh may have mentioned it in the prior car, has your speed, your time for both the Aventador and for this. Are we finished with just the 2, or you have more lined up?
I'm real tempted to add some.
Real tempted? No worries, no worries. Well, there's definitely some stuff on sale as well as the drift, so check that out. If you do add anything on, then hang on to the helmet, but if not, I'll point you in the right direction. We'll definitely let you know where to head on next, all right?